Welcome to part 2 of this Greek vlog. This time around is the final days of the sail trip and the start of a road trip journey all the way from Athens to Patras. I will stop at a famous canal, historical Sparta, and look at some of the most oldest city ruins in Greece. Please like this video and I would love to hear what you think.
There you can see into the water like pretty much.
I can't dive. Maybe we should do a dive tutorial.
Pardon?
No, don't worry.
No,
Okay.
yeah, that's a fun idea. Let's do a dive tutorial. I'll watch.
Ready?
Yeah.
Whoa! What are you cooking us for lunch today?
Salad, potato salad and Greek salad.
Greek salad and potato salad. Sounds
And
good.
fresh bread, of course.
Oh, lovely.
They were trying to patronize that now pieces of it. Takes tons of fish. They're very shortage, but always catch fish.
And then we went for a period of about 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're making something.
oh, okay. Well,
Trust it's very similar to taste, like you really enjoy it.
I think I like the sound of that, so I'll just order that one.
One,
Would you like one
Two.
as well?
two,
Two of them. Thank you.
thank you.
Welcome to EPIDAURUS. So behind me we have one of the most well-preserved monuments of the 4th century BCE. Right behind me you can see the whole amphitheatre, and it consists of 20 rows of seats and it can hold over 16,000 spectators. It is quite a marvellous sight, so let's go a little bit closer and take a look exactly the ins and outs. So behind me you can see one of the entry points to the theatre. This is one of 2 entry points and they stand about 5 metres tall. And this is where all the spectators and the guests would enter through, and also the performers will come through on this entry point. And then over here we have the decomposed backstage of the theatre, and this is the only part that looks like it is completely being taken down. Right behind me you can hear a performer, so there's still people who come and they do all sorts of rituals like say a prayer or perform loudly to get their acoustics, and yeah, if we can catch someone we'll put it on film. Sitting right at the top of the theatre, and you really do get a good picture of what it would have been like when this was all just very polished and none of the stones would have had any chips in them. There's a little round spot in the middle of the dome. If someone's standing on that spot and performing, you can hear that person all the way up to these back rows, which is how these amphitheatres work, because the acoustics just project so well from the design of the construction. Hi Tim.
For the final night of the sail trip, we decided to go out for dinner at this special orange tree restaurant. It was like sitting in someone's backyard, or even a bit like the Garden of Eden. We were sad our trip had come to an end, but we were also so glad we were off to some nice comfy beds. Hi all, so I've just checked out of my hotel. I stayed there for just one night, and today is the very last day for the sail trip. So we've been on it for a total of 7 days, and I did give in and stay at a hotel, but it is nice to sometimes break up your experience on the boat with a night in a hotel. So now that it's the end of the trip, I still have some time here in Greece. I have booked 2 weeks away, and what I'm going to do is going to explore by car some of the beautiful private islands, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a personalized tour on some of the more remote places to enjoy the beaches, the restaurants, and support the local community that doesn't get all the hype that some of the big islands get, such as Mykonos and Santorini. There are so many great places to go and visit. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm quite excited because it's been a while since I've been in the car driving. Now they do drive on the right hand side of the road here. That is not a problem. I feel as soon as you get in the car and then you just start driving, it just takes you just kind of adjust. So I'm going to do that and keep on watching, and I will share my experience with you. It's going to follow us all the way to the boat. Along the trip, there were many serene landscapes to admire and take in. The best part about exploring a country is being able to travel the land that it owns by car.
Just arrived in Sparta. It was about a 2-hour drive from our last destination, and we're about to go see the Museum of Sparta. Apparently it's one of the must-sees here, so let's go.
It is one of Greece's oldest archaeological museums. The collection's pieces date from the Neolithic to the late Roman era. There are 7 rooms of approximately area of 500 square meters, which display only a small part of the collection.
The gallery here in Sparta, and would you believe it, it is actually 47 degrees outside, completely scorching. So we quickly exited, and now we're stopping for a drink. Come across this abandoned house, or maybe it was a shop of some sort. Just gonna go and check it out. bright and shiny in the morning, and we're going to do this long walk. There is a lot to see on this mainland part of Greece. There is that castle kind of fort in the middle of the water, which I would like to see, and then there's also at the top of here some sort of an architectural ruins. So we're going to do that and see what it's all about.
really was trying to hold off buying anything too unnecessary on this trip, but I fell in love with some glasses at this glasses store, so I picked some up. Ancient city. It's hard to believe that things are still standing in the way that they were built centuries and centuries ago. I was just driving along the road and saw this amazing looking that just had to stop and get a shot because it is unreal. About a 15-minute drive from our next spot in Patras was this ACHAELOGICAL winery built in 1854. It was the first industrialized winery estate in Hellas, founded by Gustav Claus. In 1873, the winery saw the birth of a warm, full-bodied, sweet dessert wine and with a distinct violet color. I had a tour of the winery and was shown the many different processes they used to make wine in the 1800s. The cellars feature creative artwork and even a painting of Gustav himself.
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay. This is red sweet wine.
Okay.
And then
So which one is this one?
this is Mavrodaphne. The sweet one.
Mavrodaphne.
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 Yes. And this is the sweet.
After the tasting, we went to the cold cellar to grab their famous bottle.
Had to pick one up. It was about 83 euros. Okay, so after about 3 hours of driving, finally we've arrived in Patras, and the hotel we are staying at is absolutely amazing. It's called the Bold Type, and it was a mansion that was renovated to be a hotel. It has a total of about 9 rooms, and they are just magnificent. I'm going to give you a little tour. This is the bathroom. Basin with a vanity mirror. Thing is really cool. So the hostess just explained that it is the control for the air conditioner, and also it shows you the room. So it shows you the room temperature, fan speed, cleaning services. So no maids come in automatically. You have to just press the button, and then you can also pot a do not disturb sign, which will alert anyone who may come to the room. This tree behind me, and it might just look like an ordinary tree to you, but we've read the plaque and it actually says that it is 8 centuries old. Can you believe an olive tree is 8 centuries old? It doesn't look like any olive trees I've ever seen because it just looks like a regular big tree, but it is quite magnificent. Staying at these apartments for the last night in Greece, back in Athens now, and I am just breathtaken away with how beautiful it is in here.
The room was inspired by many picturesque vibes in Santorini. The night stay included breakfast and a free coffee.
Okay, what a holiday. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't believe that it's finally the last day and I'm going back to England again tomorrow. It is such a worthwhile trip to come down to Greece and really just do things a little bit off the grid. You really do get to see a lot more and experience just that tiny little bit more of the culture. The food has just been absolutely out of this world. I have had a lot of Greek food in places other than Greece, and I can just say that it just does not compare. It is so good over here and everything is fresh. Things like the tomatoes taste a little bit more juicier.
and when you go out and order something, you're always overwhelmed with the portion sizes. I did ask someone if it's just us Westerners and tourists who don't finish their plates, or if the Greeks don't finish as well, and they said to me that yeah, it's just the tourists that don't finish the portions. So it did make me feel a little bit guilty, and I would try and finish everything on my plate. But it has just been so good here, and this apartment that we're staying in is really nice for the last night. And yeah, I just cannot wait to share this all with you guys.